12 years old boy with Klippel-Trenaunay syndrome and primary lymphedema. He was diagnosed at 14 months. When he was diagnosed, I did a lot of research on these diseases, and there were always doubts and questions that keep coming up, and I couldn't find answers to. There was no one with whom to talk about it and clarify these doubts. This was very stressful for me and for the whole family. Because of this, I now try to help other families who are going through the same process so that this path is not so exhausting and stressful for them, and then they can focus on solutions for their children to have a better quality of life. That's what I want by being an ePAG.
I think the three most important skills you need as a patient advocate for rare diseases are dedication, patience, and most importantly, empathy. Empathy for the patients living with a rare disease and the unique struggles they face because of it. Having a rare disease can be quite lonely and isolating. Empathy helps me advocate for the patients and helps me understand the struggles that they face. Patience is also essential. The advocacy process takes a long time and problems won't be solved at once. With rare diseases, there's always the problem of resources. More experts, more funding, more research. Finding these things is a process that takes time, and this is why you need a lot of patience. This also leads me to the third skill you will need as a patient advocate: dedication. If something doesn't work out, try again. Rare disease patients are worth advocating for. If we keep persisting, things will get better. With these abilities, I am able to serve the wider patient community and be an advocate for other rare disease patients like myself.
As an ePAG, you form a bridge between the patients in your own country and the patients in all over Europe. And first of all, the ePAGs help each other to make an overview of the patient characteristics and the patient journey and the characteristics of the disease. So it can help the clinicians to come to an early diagnosis, and not only the patient feels acknowledged and something is wrong, but many symptoms finally can be explained. And also it is very important that the ePAGs facilitate the patients and the clinicians from different countries to work together. And that's really important thing in order to find new treatment, because there are so little patients. It is very hard to do good clinical trials. If the clinicians and patients all over Europe work together, you have a larger number of patients to do good clinical trials. In that way, the ePAGs also form an extra bridge between the patients and the doctors. The third important thing is that we work together on the awareness of patients and doctors about the disease. So if at first of all we make the patients aware of that it's important to having themselves screened, and also very important to have their children screened for the rare disease. Also that it's important that they inform their doctors, because usually their doctors even haven't heard of the disease. So that's a really important thing. And also we help the patients to tell their stories, and in that way we also help the clinicians to make the disease more known in the different countries. So enough reasons that the work of the ePAG is really important for rare diseases.
I'm Portuguese and I have primary lymphedema. I'm working in the European Reference Network, VASCERN, as a European patient advocate, and working together with the healthcare professionals that came from all the reference centers in Europe, and also with the other my colleagues, European patient advocates. It makes me feel very comfortable about the answers that I'm going to give back to the patients, not only in Portugal, but in all the community. And this is the main reason that I'm here, working with the others and working together for the best answers for the patients.
I believe believe that the future of VASCERN and the URANs, in addition to finding common healthcare pathways and standard diagnostic, treatment and management protocols and operating procedures for the entire EU, is to disseminate this knowledge and help by its implementation across borders. And my hope is that there will be more and more collaboration between healthcare professionals and patients. Patient care should not be restricted to the application of medical knowledge. It has to go further and cover needs that the patients themselves must share with the medical community. In the meantime, it should have become clear that the support of patients in medical projects enriches the result, adding a further point of view. On the one hand, joint work makes patients understand and know better the work of doctors. On the other hand, it offers new perspectives and therefore new solutions and ways of approaching the needs of patients, adapted to their possibilities which may have not been considered in the past.